Hi there Pokefans, I am your humble host Drawsit Fan and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges, and today we continue on our journey. Last time we found ourselves a nice normal grass type in Deerling, and the moment we get to a Pokemon Center we are going to deposit him immediately because we don't actually need a Deerling. As you saw in the previous episode, it can't learn any of our HMs, so it is completely useless to us. So let's check out my bag and see what items I have before we go on. Super Repel. That is what I was looking for. Because we don't actually want to encounter any Pokemon, but these Pokeballs are quite devious because they are actually fungus. Okay, let's just get it over and done with. As you can see, it probably deduce. At the moment I'm trying to evolve Fletchinger into Talonflame, because flying would be a very useful skill to have. Okay, I kind of predicted that this would also be a fungus, but Talonflame of Fletchinger did so well last time with it that I figured that I may as well just go ahead and do it and battle this fungus, gaining some experience in the meantime. I thought this lady might want to fight. She only has one Pokemon, and it's a cast form. Now in the current weather situation, cast form is not a bad idea, even though it is quite weak. Sorry Mikey. But if the opportunity to attack first, it would have transformed into a water type because of the rain, and it would have probably done a great deal of damage to us. As it was, because of its base stats, we outsped it quite handily. A Cobra! I wonder what a Cobra is doing over here. Cobalion. A Cobra! I thought they were supposed to say their own name. If it said Cobra and they call it Cobalion, how do they know it's a Cobalion? Why isn't it a Cobra? Anyway, let's get through this 1,000 lines of dialogue and see if we can reach the next town. There's a hiker over here. What cave, dude? Or maybe the upcoming cave. Okay, so this is a halfway house, somewhere where you can rest. Sadly there isn't a computer in here, so we can't deposit this Deerling. Shiny stone. So this is where you find a shiny stone. I wonder what we can evolve with it. that we have or will have. No, there isn't anything that you can actually evolve with it. This hiker was probably talking about this cave over here. Okay, so in this iteration, there isn't anything in this cave that I actually would like. Well, there is one thing, but I can't get it until the post game. So if you can guess what that is, then you know what Pokemon I'm talking to about. It is a specific legendary, and after trying to get it for a long time and finally realizing that even if you cheat in the specific item you need to get it, you won't get it. The game only recognizes the specific item that it gives you in-game. So I decided not to take this specific Pokemon, this legendary in this cave because of that, and I decided that when I start doing my themed playthroughs, it would be a very well appreciated Pokemon, let me put it that way, in terms of the legendary. And I'm going to spoil it now. So if you have already guessed, you can pause over here and leave a comment in the comment section below if you can already guess who it's going to be. But I'll spoil it in a cryptic way. And the theme I'm talking about is when I'm trying to specialize in turtles or tortoises. Now there are exactly 2 Pokemon I can use as my starter when I specialize in tortoises, and as you see, as the theme goes on, over here you already see the theme. When I do tortoises, I will have both starters, because that all that does is it shows you that you can use either one. It does, however, eliminate the possibility for me of using some of the other good tortoises in the game. And there will be some type overlapping, depending on what you want at what stage. I wonder if I get lost in this game, in this cave, because I do tend to get lost in caves. But I think this time I'm making it through. On my first try as well. So if you have gathered, this is not the first time I'm playing through this specific game. And it will not be the last time you see this. Because I started with a different specialization, but that specialization comes much later in the series. And how much I get lost would be an indication of my experience in the game. I try to scatter them about so that I don't get bored by this specific game. And I will try to do my uploads in a similar way for the voiceovers. But if you are going to join and watch much later when there's about 10 of the 18 types already in playlists, you will unfortunately have to endure the same kind of game twice in a row. When that will happen is when I do the flying and the poison. Now the upload will be in a different order, but in other words, I will do the one, and I'll do one that comes after that first, and then I'll do the next. But the numbering will be of such a way that they will follow each other directly. And how I get to that order is quite interesting. I wonder if anyone can deduce how I get into that order. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you can hazard a guess. So this unpheasant doesn't detect, so none of my attacks actually do anything. That's quite irritating. What would be quite interesting as well is if it would manage to do another detect, but only for one of the attacks that are coming in. That'll be an interesting triple battle mechanic. So for instance, the first detect can detect all 3 incoming attacks, but the second detect, if it is successful, and it could be successful on a 3-on-1 battle, will only detect one of the attacks. But if the first attack takes it out completely, then obviously it failed. But if the first attack does not take it out, then maybe it detects the second attack and avoids it, and the third attack hits, or something similar to that. Magnet. I might use that item in the future, because I do have a specific Pokemon already that when it evolves can learn a decent electric attack, and he will be my counter for future flying types. Not at this instant, not with Skylar, because the item I need for that specific evolution comes at around Dryden or about there, maybe later. But that is the plan. Okay, so this lady also wants to fight me again. I actually hate fighting these characters. They tend to be fairly strong, and not that that is a bad thing in and of itself, but often I just want to get past the place and get to the next location, and they often just wipe me out, and I am unable to get past them until I reach a certain level, which is quite irritating, although it is understandable. So we avoid a Hornbill. Interesting. But it keeps going for horn drill, even though it keeps missing. It should have gone for a dig at least. Okay, Magmar grows to level 31. Nice. Now I wonder where I can find a Firestone. Because I do need a Firestone at some point. Ooh, a doctor. First the doctor checks if you actually do need healing. So he fights you for it. I wonder if you white out against the doctor, if you can, if he heals you immediately, or if you are thrown back to the Pokemon Center. I am too far in the game to try and experiment with that, and besides I am quite strong at the moment, especially against weak psychic types, first level evolutionary types, in other words baby psychics. So it restores our health and our PP. How nice of him. I wonder if he has a machine with him that does that, or if he just has the medication. In other words, he's popping some pills for our Pokemon. There's Bianca. And this is where we go out. And she stays here in this cave forever. Well, not literally forever, but each time you come back here, she will be here. I wonder if she just turned around when we bumped into her, which would be a normal thing to do in the real world, or if we spoke to her from behind and then she turned around and attacked us. On the other hand, this is a really pretty girl. I wonder if she's old enough to date. Now this Tortuga is quite a difficult Pokemon to deal with under the right circumstances. It is both water and rock, both of which are very resistant to fire type attacks. So it is our worst enemy. Later on we will get a Pokemon that can actually deal with it. But right now, we are completely vulnerable to this specific Pokemon. And I still think that Fire Punch should be both a fighting type attack and a fire type attack. So that it can do a 50% of his damage is done by the fire typing, and 50% of his damage is done by the fighting typing. I think that'll be quite useful. Okay, Hammer Arm should be able to deal with it because that's so strong against rock, and it does quite well. It's a pity our Magmar fainted, but I don't think there was a clear switching to Emboar at that stage. I think Takedown is the best attack I can use at the moment. Not very effective against Growlithe, good. That is quite a bad thing for us. Oof. I think Growlithe is going to faint. Yeah, it did faint. It's quite a pity that I have to kind of allow my Pokemon to faint in order to switch into a new Pokemon. At least Aerial Ace took out the Magmar. Fletchinder grows to level 34. Let's see if it evolves. We defeated Pretty Lady with the blue hair and no evolution. I think evolution takes place at around level 36 for Fletchinder. Magmar and Growlithe hurts me at the moment because I gave them some bitter medication. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you were seeing. I hope you have an awesome day. And good luck for the rest of the day. Thank you and goodbye.